Hi and welcome back to Tales Beyond the Grave, and welcome back to another video. And I'm here today in Stretford Cemetery over in Manchester, not far from Old Trafford, Manchester United's Old Trafford. And I'm here today to show you an absolute legend's grave, a tough tackling Manchester lad who's got a World Cup medal, he's got a league medal, and he's also got a European Cup medal. And who can that be? I'm going to take you to his grave and I'll tell you a bit about him along the way. And the reason why I'm here today is to take you to the grave of former Manchester United England World Cup winner Nobby Stiles, Norbert Peter Stiles. I'm going to take you over to his grave. As I said, Manchester lad, born in Colliers, tough tackling midfielder who played the game hard but fair. So I'm going to take you over to his grave and tell you a bit about his story now. Nobby's one of only two Englishmen to achieve what he achieved. He achieved a World Cup medal, a European Cup medal and a league medal. And the other person to do that is Sir Bobby Charlton. And Bobby Charlton played in the same team as Nobby. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about him, a bit where he grew up over in Colliers, and more about his life growing up on the streets of Manchester and becoming a World Cup hero, all in his career as a football player for Manchester United. So let's tell you a bit more about Nobby. Nobby was born on the 18th of May 1942 in Colliers in Manchester, and he entered the world with a bang because he was born in the cellar of the family home during an air raid. So he grew up tough, this lad, and he supported United all his life. And his talent was swiftly spotted and recognised when he was playing for England schoolboys at the age of 15. And he achieved a childhood ambition when United gave him an apprenticeship in 1959. And Nobby was the unlikely looking footballer. He was short in stature at the time when clubs were rejecting players for the size, really. And Nobby stood out in the middle of the pitch and at right back. And he lacked the height, and he also had several teeth missing from the front of his mouth. If you remember Nobby's smile, you'll always see that. And he needed strong contact lenses when playing. The United Tiger was a combative midfield player who used to tackle at the knees because he said he couldn't see below the knee level. So nevertheless, Matt Busby saw something in this little tough tackling teenager and gave him his debut in October 1960 against Bolton Wanderers. Nobby's simple passing game and his fearless ball winning skills converted from fullback into a combative holding midfielder, allowing him time to win the ball and pass it on to Bobby Charlton and George Best. Now in 1967, Nobby won his second league championship medal, and more honours were to follow. In 1968, United won the European Cup against a mighty Benfica at Wembley. And Nobby kept the great Eusebio quiet throughout the game. And he went on to win the European Cup on that memorable night at Wembley. If you see the pictures, United played in blue that night, but Nobby stood out, as I said, as this tough tackling midfielder. He was the ball winner, he was the one who distributed the ball about, and he played that central role midfield, absolutely bossed it in midfield. So his ball winning skills and his tough tackling soon led him to the England squad, and when he won his 15th cap as England kicked off the 1966 World Cup finals in England, and he competed in the combative midfield against the likes of the hard men of Uruguay and Argentina. Now in the quarter-finals of the World Cup against France, Nobby seriously injured French midfielder Jacques Simon with a late tackle, and the media called for Nobby to be dropped by the FA, but Alf Ramsey defended him and kept him in for the rest of the tournament. The press were appalled by his late tackle, but this was Nobby's game. He was there to win the ball, he was there to pass the ball, and he done it for England and done it for Manchester United as well. But now moving on to the semi-finals, England played the mighty, they were a great side back then, Portugal in the semi, and the great Eusebio again. And Nobby had come up against Eusebio before, where he marked him out of the game, and again he marked Eusebio out of the game in the semi-finals of the World Cup to reach the final on home soil. So this put England on home soil into the final of the World Cup in 1966 against the mighty West Germany, and Nobby was once again named on the team sheet, and he was there to do his job, and that was to man-mark the hard men and the passers of the ball of the great West German side. And in that final, Nobby won his 20th cap for his nation, and it was an hard-fought game, and it had to go to extra time. You all know the famous extra time where I think it was Kenneth Wilson said there's some people on the pitch they think it's all over, and it is now. Geoff Hurst scored a hat-trick in the final, and there's a controversial goal as well, which did it or didn't it cross the line. It was deemed it crossed the line, so that goal stood. And who can forget the celebrations at the final whistle? Absolutely fantastic. England to win on home soil against the West Germans, and the memories. You always see it when England win the World Cup. The pictures and the old footage of England winning the World Cup. You look back, and there you see Nobby with his front teeth missing, and he's doing a jig with a Jules Rimet trophy, the World Cup, and he's the one doing a dance running round Wembley celebrating with. And there's a story about Nobby's teeth, and he was going to hold his teeth in one hand when he went up to receive the World Cup, but he said his wife would have absolutely killed him if he'd have done that, so he left his teeth out. He said, I think she said, you know where you are meeting the Queen, holding false teeth and putting false teeth in on the steps up to Wembley. So that's why he left them out, and you can always see him laughing his head off, smiling, doing his jig, and holding the World Cup. And I don't think a career gets better than that, does it? Nobby had a great career at United, played for his boyhood club. He was born and raised in, as I said, Collyhurst in Manchester. Born a United fan, raised a United fan, and played as a United player. Now, as his career was coming to the end at United, he went on to play for Middlesbrough and Preston as player manager. And a managerial path took him to Preston and North End as well, Vancouver Whitecaps and West Bromwich Albion. And in total, he played 311 games for United, 57 games for Middlesbrough, and 46 games for Preston North End, as well as gaining 28 England caps. Nobby married Kay Giles in 1963, and she was a sister of the great Irish and Leeds midfielder Johnny Giles. And Nobby, a devoted Catholic, even tried to attend Mass on the day of the World Cup. Now, Nobby's health was starting to deteriorate quite quickly, and he was diagnosed with prostate cancer and also dementia. And he decided, he come to a decision to sell his medals and memorabilia to help with care costs and to help his family, really. And the World Cup medal and also the European Cup medal, which he won with England and Manchester United, were bought by Manchester United for their museum, and they paid £200,000 for both medals. As sadly, on the 30th of October 2020, Nobby passed away at the age of 78, and the dementia was linked to his brain through repeatedly heading heavy leather footballs, and that condition is called CTE. And the family, on Nobby's death, decided to donate his brain to the study of brain trauma, really, and injuries, and that was conducted by Dr. Willie Stewart. And sadly, Nobby was one of 5 players who from the World Cup final team that had died as a result of dementia. So basically, that's the story of Nobby, born from working class backgrounds in Collyhurst, Manchester, and his lifelong ambition, but for somebody to actually win the European Cup, win league championship medals and a World Cup medal as well. What a great career Nobby had. And he was always a character, always a tough tackler. Some people didn't like him because of the way he challenged, the way he tackled. But if you ask anyone, fond memories of Nobby, people always say Nobby's name with a smile because he put a smile on everyone. And I think that bit of the jig with the jewellery remade trophy in the World Cup final, that showed you that was a working class lad who's done well. So what's left with me to do now is to take you down to Nobby's grave. And as I say, he was a humble person, Nobby, and he wanted his private burial in Stretford Cemetery on the Catholic side, and it's just over there, and I'm just going to take you to it and we'll show you the final resting place of the fantastic footballer Nobby Stiles. So I'm just walking you down to the grave now of Nobby Stiles. I've always got fond memories of Nobby, always put a smile on my face. It was just his look, his attitude to football, and I can remember during the summer holidays going to the Cliff training ground over in Salford and getting Nobby's autograph. I remember him driving a Hillman Imp. I'm sure it was like a burgundy Hillman Imp. Someone might tell me different, but that's a memory I've got, what sticks in my memory, my mind of Nobby and meeting him. He's a nice chap, and I'll come over and signed all the autographs. So we're just approaching the grave of Nobby Stiles, buried under his real name of Norbert Peter Stiles, in brackets Nobby, 18th of the 5th 1942 to 30th of the 10th 2020. Beloved husband, father, granddad and great-granddad, rest in peace. So that's the final resting place of Nobby Stiles, and while I'm here next to his grave, just the memories keep flooding back, and I just want to say thanks for the memories, Nobby. World Cup winner, League Championship winner, and also a European Cup winner in the great United side and the great England side of 1966. Rest in peace, Nobby. So this is the end of the video, really. I hope you've enjoyed this one. This has been Stretford Cemetery, and I've took you over to see the final resting place of Nobby Stiles. Hope you've enjoyed the little mooch about here, what we've done today. What's left to say, this is Tales Beyond the Grave. If you would like to subscribe, please do. It doesn't matter if you don't want to, but it does helps us, encourage us to get out there and do more videos. Subscribe if you want, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you. Tell you the truth, I don't know where I'm going to see you. I don't know where I'll be on the next one, but I'll see you when I get there. So thanks for watching. See ya.